Hey guys, so I just thought I'd give you, Brett Property Rant, so I thought I'd give you an update on Brexit. And you know, it's interesting with Brexit. I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't think anyone does really. I mean, it's certainly looking like the Labour and Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May are trying to thrash out a deal, but it seems to be that they're doing this not at the behest of their party. And I think that the problem really here is that you just have 50 different people have 50 different views on how things should be done, and nobody's prepared to give way. I mean, everyone feels like they're not being held accountable to anyone. So in other words, they're not worried what their electorate thinks. They're not worried. They're more concerned about how can I get out of this? How can I gain the most politically from this?
Today should have been the day that the United Kingdom left the European Union. That we are not leaving today is a matter of deep personal regret to me.
We're now in the midst of a full-scale national crisis. Incompetence, failure and intransigence from the Prime Minister and her government have brought us to this point.
And I think that's one of the unfortunate things for me, is that it's kind of it's a political football that nobody really wants to hold on to. May has to, she doesn't really have a choice. Corbyn has to, doesn't really have a choice. And really, I think both of them realise that their parties are divided, so they're not actually one party. There's a number of different parties, and it's not just two sides, there's multiple sides. And there's a lot of players in the background that are just hanging back, almost waiting for the leftovers to pounce. You know, it's almost like they're hanging back, and you know, once they realise that, you know, May's dead, Corbyn's dead, right, we'll now jump in and take over. And unfortunately, I think that's what's going to happen, is that, you know, May and Corbyn, their reputations and their ability to lead and govern are almost defunct. You know, and I know she's still got numbers, and I know she's still got that, but I really think that they've lost the people that they serve. And arguably, have they really been serving the people that they're supposed to serve? I would say that politics has not been that way for a long time, and I think that's the unfortunate thing. And that's the real victim here, is you and I who vote, you and I who they're supposed to be representing. And really, I think what was lost sight of is, you know, as human beings, we want to live a life, you know, free of government intervention and free to do what we need to do. But what's happening is more and more the governments are coming into our lives and saying, you can do this, can't do that. You know, and I've mentioned, you know, totalitarianism. It just seems to be, you know, read that 1984 book, as I, you know, have mentioned a few times now. You know, that's where we're heading. And, you know, it's scary that George Orwell wrote something, you know, that depicts life, unfortunately, pretty well. I mean, yes, we have freedoms, and yes, we have apparent freedoms, but on the other hand, it's like the internet has opened up the world to us, but politics is closing it. And I think my theory around politics is being disrupted massively, and I think this is the key here. Politics is being disrupted. They have no playbook for this, and I think that's the key here. They don't have a playbook, and with not having a playbook, what that actually means is that they're screwed. They're making it up as they go along, and they're doing it really poorly. You know, if you want to, you know, if you're in an industry that's being disrupted, you need a strong leader to set the direction and go that and stay that course. And they need to manage their staff, and they need to do all that. And if they do that, they're generally going to get through. If they're not, they're going to become more and more archaic, defunct, and eventually go into liquidation. Well, let's face it, the government's already, you know, it might as well be in, you know, company voluntary arrangement, you know, with their creditors, because, you know, they're borrowing so much money. I mean, the US is the worst of them, by far the worst, you know, and I mean, I just, yeah, don't even start on the US. But anyway, coming back to Brexit. So what do I think is going to happen on Brexit? I mean, we've got until June, so we've got a little bit of time, but nothing really seems to be happening. I think in order for May and Corbyn to survive, they need to come up with a deal.
Theresa May said, "I do sincerely believe that what people want is for their politicians to come together in the national interest and get Brexit over the line."
That they will back and get through, and it will probably get through by the thinnest of margins, but it will get through. The other alternative is that come June 30, that the EU feel, you know, I don't know, feel a bit, you know, antsy and say, well, see you later, guys, we're not extending it, you know, get out of here. And we have a no-deal Brexit, which I don't think is going to be as bad as many people thought, because it's been, the bad has been, you know, and it's been a slow degradation. I think that's one of the keys. So yeah, so Brexit, it's a dog's breakfast right now, and it doesn't look like it's going to get sorted anytime soon. I'm hoping we get a deal, whatever that deal is, and it goes through, just so we can get on with, you know, the future and get on with working on how we can get, you know, lifestyle and real social issues sorted. And some of those social issues have been created by Brexit, you know, and a lot of them, the stats don't work. You know, the stats are absolute rubbish. The real life stats are here, but what's being touted in the media is the hype and the, you know, hyperbole, and it's just not right. But anyway, that's the situation we live in. All right, guys, remember, like, share. You know, I'm coming to you multiple times every week with videos, and, you know, feel free to comment. You know, I'll get back to you on the comments, you know, as soon as I can. I'm really interested, you know, have conversations to get your thoughts. All right, guys, have a great day. Live with passion. See ya.